In breaking news from the Middle East, the conflict has intensified as Israel expands its military operations. Overnight, Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, launched dozens of airstrikes, hitting targets in Lebanon, Yemen, and beyond. Let's dive into the details of this growing crisis. Israel has confirmed that it targeted multiple sites, including southern Lebanon and the eastern Bekaa Valley. In Beirut, the Kola district, located in central Beirut, was rocked by an airstrike, marking the first such attack outside the capital's southern suburbs. This is a significant development, as Israel's operations usually focus on Hezbollah strongholds. The Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine, a small Palestinian militant group, has confirmed that 3 of its leaders were killed in the blast. And in a major blow to Hamas, their leader in Lebanon, Fat Sharif Abu al-Amin, was also killed along with some of his family members. Israel's military says these strikes are in response to missile attacks by Iranian-backed Houthis in Yemen, along with increased activity from Hezbollah and other groups in Lebanon. Strikes have also been reported in Yemen, where Israeli forces targeted power plants in the port city of Hodeidah, following missile attacks by the Houthis. The Houthi-controlled health ministry claims at least 4 people were killed and 29 wounded in those strikes. In Lebanon, over 120 targets were hit on Sunday alone, with at least 50 people reported killed, including in the Bekaa Valley. The airstrikes have resulted in widespread destruction in central Beirut, including a major transportation hub. The Lebanese Prime Minister has warned that these airstrikes could force nearly 1 million people from their homes. And meanwhile, the situation in Gaza continues to deteriorate with Israeli operations still underway. This weekend saw a major escalation. Rockets were fired into northern Israel, while Israeli forces launched a series of retaliatory strikes. Despite international calls for de-escalation, the conflict shows no signs of slowing down. We have no interest in expanding the war or seeking additional fronts. But if anyone attacks Israel, we will respond, as we did with the Houthis, who launched missile and drone attacks. We know how to settle the score. Israel has showcased its military power in response, releasing footage of its air force taking off and targeting key sites across the region. International pressure is mounting to avoid an all-out war in the Middle East. Global leaders, including U.S. President Joe Biden, are calling for calm, but Israel remains firm, stating that its operations will continue as long as it faces missile and drone threats. Lebanese civilians are already feeling the impact. Entire neighborhoods have been evacuated, and residents in southern Lebanon, especially in areas controlled by Hezbollah, are bracing for further military action. Many analysts fear that this is just the beginning of a larger Israeli offensive aimed at weakening Hezbollah's presence in Lebanon. Israel's military chiefs are already discussing the possibility of a ground invasion into southern Lebanon to dismantle Hezbollah's infrastructure near the border. At the same time, Israeli strikes in Yemen, targeting key Houthi-controlled locations, raise concerns about the conflict spreading even further. Unconfirmed reports also suggest that strikes may have occurred in Syria as well. Despite these developments, calls for a ceasefire from international leaders grow louder by the day. But Israel insists that its military operations won't stop until the threats from Hezbollah, Hamas, and the Houthis are neutralized. In Lebanon, fears of further displacement are mounting. The Prime Minister warned that the country could soon face its largest refugee crisis in history, with nearly 1 million people potentially displaced by ongoing airstrikes. As the situation escalates on multiple fronts, the question remains, can this region avoid slipping into a full-scale war? For now, the world is watching closely, hoping for a diplomatic solution before the violence spirals out of control. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to our channel for updates on this developing situation. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay informed on the latest news.